Hi, how are y'all doing? It's Mobb Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. Chewy, Posiwi, David Samsel. It's yeah, it's a high note, everybody. Daryl Deemer in the house. How you doing? How are you doing? So I want to show you something. I don't want to stretch out the loss of Bolo thing too much. Hey, Vinay, Color Guppies, how are you? But the vet's office made me this. And when you open it up, it's a little poem about the Rainbow Bridge, which is nice. Have that upside down? Yeah, I have it upside down. Okay. Rainbow Bridge poem. And here, can you see this? Are Bolo's little footprints and his name. Kind of cool. I'm letting it dry. Not quite there yet. I'm letting it dry, and yeah, I sent over to Walgreens 4x6 picture to put in there, and because I have the honey extension, only costing me 18 cents. 18 cents. So there you go. If you don't know, my dog Bolo, Biggie support group. He crossed the Rainbow Bridge on Friday. The house feels pretty doggone empty. I keep looking down, waiting for him to come up and be picked up. The man who dumped Megan Fox because she snored, Peter Thiel. Someone had to. Yeah, so my lots of stuff going on here. I'm finally sort of getting out of the funk. This weekend was just really tough, as you could think of. But it's Monday. Good stuff going on. I've got to get ready to get some junk done around the house and the yard. Change out some water. It's all good. What's going on in your world? Except David Samsel's thinking of stopping the 80% deal. On my 10-gallon tanks, I swap out half every time I do it. Always. Weekly. On my bigger tanks, it's like 20, 25%. That's about it. So there you go. That's what I do. My 29-gallon a tank with Mika's in it, I do 30% or so. It's all good. What's going on in your fun existence? My work today was kind of wild. We were real busy, so that was nice. Got home, fed the fish. Now I used to come home to walk the dog for lunch. Now I come home to feed the fish. My boss sat there and he goes, "You're taking a break?" I said, "Fish don't feed themselves." Mike's Aquatics and Things. How are you? Hey, you received the live stream notification for the first time in weeks? That's great. It's Doug said that he had gotten my 4th of July or the 5th of July thing, 2 days ago? Like 8 p.m. Sorry for yawning, but I'm just fried. I didn't necessarily sleep real well over the weekend. It was sort of on and off. So there you go. I think one of the things that that you go through with caring for your fish and your aquariums is just it's so natural to always want to change things up. And sometimes changing it up ain't necessarily what you should be doing. You should be riding the lightning, enjoying what you have. Change just for change's sake. The one thing I've learned during my time keeping fish, igloo, oh God, Posiwi, Doug Gray, write that down. How does a penguin build its house? Igloos it together, igloos it together. Wow. So, changing stuff just for changing stuff is not, sometimes you just have to settle in and enjoy what you have. Just my opinion here. If you have something that's working, ride the lightning. Ride the lightning. It's okay. If it's working, let it go and just do your normal stuff. And women are always changing things around. Guys leave the stuff alone. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Doug Gray, a lot of guys are always changing around their aquariums, doing stuff like that. Sometimes you just have to be so happy that, what you got. You got to be happy with what you got. My Fish Tanks Aquatics. Good evening, everybody, and good evening to you. I'm having an amazing Fresca. In honor of Judge Smells. And for those of you who didn't get that cultural reference, that was a Caddyshack reference, everybody. Kaylor can't make it in here tonight. He's performing his Elvis impersonation act at Graceland. Yeah, I'll tell you what. And they call it's not Graceland, it's Graceland. Just a little helpful hint there. Don't ask me why that is. I don't know. And today's profits at Graceland going to cocaine, everybody. Muppet 929. Hopefully not anymore, but back in the day, Lisa Marie liked herself some nose candy, I understand. Back in the day. And who didn't? I've never used that type of drugs. Hey, Logan, what's up? Ambist Aquatics. John Oliver, Guppies and Aquatics. How are you? How are y'all doing? All's good in the hood. I picked up bagels, and I did bagels and lox for dinner. Bagels and lox. That is for the uninitiated. That's your basic bagel. I like mine toasted. I toast it up and everything bagel. Plain cream cheese with some smoked salmon on top of it. Bada bing, bada boom. Really nice. I just had one bagel, and that was a good dinner. It yeah, the wonders though about just changing stuff up. And again, we're always this is a hobby of let's try something, let's try this, let's go on from that. You haven't had a bagel in probably over a year. Those were the days. Did you go on one of those I don't eat carbs diets there, Muppet 929? I don't eat a lot of carbs just up front. Uh, I'll get some gluten-free crackers, that type of thing. But just every once in a while, I'm all in. Sorry for yawning. I don't know why I'm so tired. I have no idea why I'm so tired. It's I'm pretty pumped up about just pumped up about hanging out with all of you guys and just going in. You're still eating carbs, just haven't bought a bagel in a long time. Then you need to have a bagel. I picked up a pack of bagels at the old Wally World over the weekend. And you can have 3 bagels at a time, but don't gain the weight. Yeah, so cream cheese and then the smoked salmon fillet. And, and sometimes the bagel shops, they want to put like red onion, a slice of tomato on it, capers. I have nothing against the beloved capers. Capers are used mainly in some pasta dishes, and they're used on bagels and lox. I don't have an anti capers bias. I just love the art of just the simple everything bagel, plain cream cheese, and the lox. Mike, you need to toast one up. Go to the grocery store. Go nuts. You got a toaster there in Kansas. I know that Kansas allows toasters. Never had a bagel and cream cheese. Well, you need to now. We pushed you over the edge. Pushed you over the edge. Yeah, it's I think we understood my Muppet. And by the way, we're not talking down to you, Mike. But yeah, you'll like a bagel with cream cheese. I prefer mine toasted. There's some people who don't. I prefer mine toasted, just personal type of thing. The only time I will not get it toasted is if I'm getting it freshly. If it just finished cooking and it's still hot and pliable, then I'll skip the toasting. So yeah, good times. Bagels with peanut butter. It seems sacrilegious to me, David. I'm pro peanut butter. I'm a peanut butter fan, but that's I I've not gone down that road. I've not gone down the. Hey, Doug Gray, where are you? It's Bagels and Lox. Do you like that? There's Einstein Bagels, which is kind of a chain. They don't have one in the Big Joplin, but they've got one uh, in beautiful Springfield and also beautiful Fayetteville. And I've been in there and gotten the bagel with hummus, a bagel and hummus sandwich. Actually, not bad. I've heard some people say he had for breakfast yesterday for the first time in 5 years. A bagel or bagel and lox? Mike, have you had a bagel and cream cheese separate before? Well, you had bagel and lox. Good for you. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was at Sam's Club. I got a pound of smoked Atlantic salmon. Got my pack of bagels. Got my cream cheese. It's pretty doggone tasty. It's yeah, it's a Walmart. They carry them there. I think it's just next time in Kansas, you go there, and I prefer the everything bagel that has a wide variety. Has the garlic, has the onion, has the different types of seeds, salt, and I like that. And that's the one I prefer. But I am told by the bagel snobs that it's only a salt bagel. He's never had bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel. English muffin with homemade jelly, good for breakfast. Yeah, that's tasty. Just looks like a dried out donut wannabe. Wow. Boom. Now, yep, this is a heck of a deal. A no biscuits rule. I love biscuits, hot biscuits. I'll occasionally, they're not necessarily, you know where I have not been in a long, long time? And maybe this will push me over to go this weekend. I have not been to Cracker Barrel in a long time. And Cracker Barrel has these amazing, buttermilk biscuits. Throw butter on them. Wowzers. It's a steak and egg bagel from McDonald's. Used to be great, but they discontinued that a few years ago. Yeah, I had that once or twice. Not my thing. If I'm going to go do the bagel deal, McDonald's, if you're going to go eat at McDonald's for breakfast, this is what I get. Sausage McMuffin with egg. I've had the McGriddle. It's the normal garden variety generic. Egg thing they had, sausage or the ham and egg deal. That's fine too. Yeah, by the way, the Red Lobster biscuits are pretty good. I've had the pizza bagels. I can take or leave them. I won't jump out at them. Not against them. I don't have a great, a discriminatory look at them. I just am a big fan of a big fan of the bagel and its continued traditional deal. Bagel and cream cheese, plain cream cheese, really good. There used to be a place I went to that had garlic cream cheese. Wow, it was that on a bagel. My eyes just. Think Red Lobster upped their game. Food was much better when you took your mom there on her birthday Friday. Oh, your mom used to make bagels. I understand making the bagel is not what you call a simple process, unless there's a cheat around it. Yeah, I haven't been to Red Lobster in, I'm guessing 3 years. 3 or 4 years. My ex-wife liked going at Mexican lunchtime. Mexican lunchtime is about 3 p.m. If you went on a Sunday, it was not only Mexican lunchtime, it was predominantly black churches. That's when they got out of church. So it was people leaving church and Mexican lunchtime. And on the weekends, I ate at Mexican lunchtime. About 3 p.m. Normally, I'll give you a tip. You've never been to Red Lobster. Oh, my goodness. By the way, one of my employees, he's kind of a millennial, and he says, everyone blames the millennials for ruining everything. And I said, have you ever been to Applebee's? He goes, yeah, probably not my thing. I go, yes! Yep, Doug Ray, thanks for that. Piosewi, happy birthday to your mom. Yeah, by the way, making bagels ain't, to do it right. And I'm sure there is sort of like a cheat way to make them from scratch. Applebee's there sucks. You know what has sucked the last couple of times I went to it? Another one of those chain places, been around forever. TGI Fridays. Everyone wears the suspenders and they've got like flair. They wear buttons, it's a piece and, I like bagels and, that type of stuff. That great movie with Office Space. Yep, Office Space. What happens when you witness a shipwreck? You let it sink in. Ba-dum-bump, everybody. The only places I take out food from anymore are pizza places or cheesesteak places. Hey, by the way, Philadelphia in the house. Doug, since you live in Philadelphia, What is the best cheese steak in Philadelphia? I hear Geno's. I've heard there's another famous place I can't remember off the top of my head. What is the place? I think Geno's is more of a tourist type of hit. Yep, tell your mom happy birthday from me too, Posiwi. Geno's and Pat's are for the tourists. They stink. By the way, in New York, the great tourist place to go eat at was Carnegie Deli. Not that good. They ended up going out of jail, out of business, not out of jail, out of business. So there you go. Steve's Prince of Steaks is a good one. Tony Luke's. Yeah, it's the time that you show up in tourist type places and there's a food item to eat in the place that you're visiting. Figure out where the yokels are doing with the local folk. That's generally really good. And by the way, when you go eat at a Mexican restaurant on Saturday and Sunday, try going at Mexican lunchtime. About 2 to 3. And that crowd will be completely Hispanic. And all of a sudden you see a couple that are pretty full and you see one that's like empty. You're going, yeah, that's the one you skip. Mexican lunchtime. It's a thing. It's a thing all the way around. Let's see what else. What else going on? I've been sort of like, by the way, just digging in with saying goodbye to the dog thing. I've been busy, throwing away his toys. Yeah, not good. I went to a St. Louis Cardinals game in St. Louis about 10 years ago, and the first thing I see when we walk into the ballpark is a stand selling Philly-style cheesesteaks. They put them on a large hot dog roll. Had to be god-awful. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is all the way around. But quite frankly, you go to a baseball game, a regular hot dog, a beer, popcorn. That's pretty much all you need to get. Now, no, Doug, even a bad cheesesteak is pretty good. I don't know. I've had a bad cheesesteak, Mike. Yeah, it's not that good. Not that good at all. I prefer, nice and tasty stuff. Cheesesteak with bell peppers, onions, provolone. Is it provolone cheese is the best one to use on a cheesesteak? If I got that right, Doug. Or either provolone or mozzarella. The roll is an important part of it. Probably the polluted Philly water that makes the best rolls. Yep. A little bit of toxic waste in your in your delicious fresh baked rolls. Pretty important. Yeah, no cheap way to make bagels. Boil and bake takes forever. Yeah, that's what I figured. I wish there was. It's my grandmother cooked everything off the top of her head. She didn't have one recipe written down. Cooked everything from scratch, French cooking, hollandaise sauce. She just put it together and do it. Jeffrey Cunningham, how are you doing, buddy? Not Swiss cheese. Yeah, I know Swiss cheese is a bad one. My grandmother and my mom's youngest sister could make hollandaise sauce, by the way, to make it for like Eggs Benedict is by far one of the most difficult things to make to get it just right. Thanks, Jeffrey. I appreciate it. For those of you who didn't know, my fish room companion Bolo crossed the Rainbow Bridge on Friday. And he was almost 14. He lived an amazing life for a dog. He traveled to many places, 24 states, Canada, Mexico 30 times. And I haven't added it up yet. It may be more than 30 times. He'd been to Mexico a lot. And, so there you go. Remember, when you're dealing with, it's, whenever you have an animal cross the Rainbow Bridge, it's, yeah, well, is it shop vac basement time? Sorry about that, Ali Sean. I hate that. A lot of leakage going on from rain, huh? Hey, Jeffrey, is it cooling down yet? Or is it still hot, hot as heck? Yeah, it's Saturday morning. I should have mowed the lawn. And it's been raining since. It's been 9 days, and part of my front lawn is up to my knee. I mean, it's growing really quick. So I've been getting on my lawn. They don't only just get fish poop to help the lawn grow. The lawn also, I've had True Green come out, which is actually really sort of straightened out my front yard. I'll do it again in a couple of years, but I canceled them because just growing way too quick, and it's just and I'll do some winter type stuff. Oh, weather's perfect. 72 to 80 degree highs, 55 at night. Still get a cool every morning, but we're closing on a record drought. No rain for more than a month in the Portland Northwest type of area. Yeah, I don't have a basement. And part of me wanted a basement because that's a great place to put the fish, but I didn't do it. Mainly because in my area, they're not putting basements in new construction. And, I went through and I said, I want a home newer than 10 years old. It's, I wanted, gas heat. I didn't get gas heat, just as electric. But there you go. Oh, you guys are just getting incredible rains there? Yeah. We've had a lot of rain this spring. I mean, a lot here. When I drove down, back from Minneapolis a couple of weeks ago, there were farm fields between Kansas City and Joplin that they didn't have anything growing on. It was completely covered in water. And when I drove up, I saw some of these fields and there was nothing in them. And on the way back, I drove on the way back, and on the way back, I'm going, okay, well, maybe that's why I don't have anything. The fields have not dried off enough. Ship water now, over now with cheesesteaks. There you go. Fresca. So, yeah, fireplace leaking, had to put a plastic bin in it. Oh, boy. Not good. When I was just out of college, some buddies and I rented a duplex in Bloomington, Minnesota, not too far away from the Mall of America, everybody. And one of our buddies lived in the basement, and there were 2 bedrooms upstairs, one guy in each bedroom. And put some fish in the fireplace. That's right. You would be the first one to do tubbing in the fireplace. And don't complain about that. I think that would be make a great video. It would make about as much sense as dirted tanks. Did I say that? Joking. And I would think that the water, coming down through the fireplace would have a lot of minerals in it from the bricks. So there you go. Yeah, thunderstorms. Who is the best? Well, it's Muhammad Ali, best boxer of all time, Muhammad Ali. I could have a dirted fireplace. Yes, you could. Oh, God, Mike. Oh. That's dark. Jim Jones, he knocked out 900 people with one punch. Wow. By the way, gang, if you've dirted up a couple of tanks trying that out, all the best. It's just not my deal, and I don't think it's good on the guppies. It's I think that it creates an environment for fin rot, and I've not done it, so and I don't think I'm going to do it. But as we know with our hobby, I never thought, by the way, I would keep freshwater shrimp. Now I love those doggone little things. They're great. Lumpy dog. There's a couple of fish tube guys, Doug Gray, who are really big into the dirted tanks. Lucas, Fish Room Jesus, he does it. Father Father Fish does it. Yeah, so there you go. Okay, I get the idea with Achilles, and there are certain types of fish that make sense. They are both idiots. Well, I don't know Father Fish at all. I just remembered him attacking poor Chewie, and he attacked him pretty good on Jess's Mainstails Furs and Feathers. Her live stream. He just kept calling Chewie an idiot for an hour. It was like the weirdest damn thing I ever saw. The Father, the Son, LRB, and the... That's a good question. I've watched a couple of videos explaining dirted tanks. I've read stuff on it. Okay, Lumpy, you've done dirted tanks. You like dirted tanks? Just in my Guppy deal, I have no idea. You have no idea how Father Fish has a channel that anyone watches. Take Doug Likely. He's still a newbie in the hobby. That's right. Chewy! I just started a worm bed. I started feeding your bigger fish. Good for you. Did you get red wigglers, John Oliver? Red wigglers are the Cadillac of worms. The Cadillac of worms. Now, to be up front here, well, hold on a second here. I've got to say the word you can't say. So 1 second.
One notification from Alexa News. From Fox, Democrats in the Texas legislature fled the state to try to prevent the passage of a restrictive new voting law. Are their actions forcing a dramatic new showdown over voting rights in America? Do you want to hear more about this?
No! Gonna be here for the last stream, Mob. Canine deaths I do not deal with well. No, I get it. You ordered a half pound of red wigglers. Yep, Alexa. You have one dirted tank of a plant jungle. Looks great, not a breeding tank. The only hassle is trimming the plants down so often. Yeah, and you see, I've not gotten into the whole plants thing in the aquarium. I know a lot of people love, that type of deal. It's just not my deal. Yes, I do, Chewy. I do know what an album or CD release party is. I've been to a couple in my life. Low-tech, cheapy 9 LED hood light. Yeah, I've got a cheapo. When I start looking at the group of lights from wow, I'm watching I have this 55 that's like a guppy grow out tank, and I'm watching about 200 guppies just go back and forth, and I'm trying to figure out why. Yeah, it's just the the plant thing, I don't have the patience for it, just to be frank. Kaler holds his monthly prisoner release parties. No idea why they would let him out every 28 days. You were at a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame artist's first album, released party 1975. And then they went on a tour. Could it be Rush? Rush? Need to have at least one slice of toast on me at all times. Oh God, I'm lactose intolerant. Heart. Okay, there you go. Nancy Wilson, by the way, sang the national anthem at some sporting event just recently, and yeah, she botched it pretty good. For a woman who can really sing, I'm going, uh-oh. Does she got the Rona? Or she lost her voice? First tour and the last one with Roger Fisher. Jailbreak. Thin Lizzy. Get confused about all those bands like Thin Lizzy, BTO, the Guess Who. Aren't they all basically the same guys? And weren't they also all in, Jeff Mayall's Blues Breakers? I don't know a lot about the dinosaur rock people. Of course, you would know why he was asked to leave the band that he formed, as well documented. Yeah, because the ladies took it over. It became a ladies group, which is good. I think that's strong. I'd like to go, by the way, when I was younger, I thought the idea of going on the road, city to city, night after night, sounded like a great idea. I don't think it's that great of an idea anymore. I like my own bed. You know what else I don't like? Mumble rappers. The mumble rappers. They just sort of mumble along. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of the mumble rappers. So, yeah, I have Guppies going out tomorrow from Get Gills, a sale from Get Gills, everybody. And so I'm sending Guppies to beautiful South Carolina. It's funny, as I go through with my orders, and I don't sell a ton of fish. I'm not like Doug Gray or John Oliver or, our buddy Logan and Ambist Aquatics. I sell, a few boxes. Last couple of weeks, I haven't sold anything, mainly because, the holiday weekend junk, and I was out of town, so I didn't really push anything. So I sold something off yesterday, and it's going to go to South Carolina. So I'm kind of excited about that. Yeah, there's a whole run of the current generation, the trend in rap music, and I like the rap music. I get down with it. I've been to concerts. I went and I saw Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Busta Rhymes, Chingy, Big Boy. Who else was at that? It was a big show. It was Rock the Mic tour. And I had a great time. I mean, that was one of the funnest concerts I've ever been to. I mean, and it was absolutely great. Moving soon, hopefully, if you don't get another strain of COVID. I'll tell you what, gang. I know a bunch of people who've gotten the Rona in the last few weeks. A bunch. Generally, we don't talk a lot about the serious subjects here. Let me just say this. Oh, you're moving to Victoria. Good. Sounds great. If you haven't gotten the vaccine yet, do it. I don't know that many people in my area. I have 5 friends who have gotten the Rona in the last 3 weeks. Going to go back to teach? Excellent, Chewy. Yeah, so here's the deal. Everyone that I know that's gotten the Rona, they didn't get the vaccine. And not because they were anti-vaxxers or any of the stereotypes of people who haven't gotten their vaccines. It's because, been kind of busy. That doesn't work real well. So I get there's some people who don't like getting vaccines. I don't have a problem. Good. Be good. Here's the deal. Is that get the vaccine. I've gotten it. It's fine. I know people that haven't gotten it. Fine. But if you don't get it, you have a chance to get this thing. And everybody knows who's I know a couple of people who've had it somewhat severe. I'm not in on that. So there you go. You have at least 5 imaginary friends? I guess it's what you call as friends. Have you ever thought about this for a second? Do you call people you know your friend? Or do you have to have a personal relationship to make them your friend? Yeah, the microchip made you the alien lizard blood lowered my blood pressure, and the infertility is just a bonus. Yes. Town pump in Vancouver. No, I have not, but that makes all the sense in the world. Vancouver is very close to Seattle. Yeah, Facebook friends count. I think it's how you count them. I have friends who really know me, and I know them. I know their families, I know their kids, I know their parents, that type of thing. And then I have people that I know that, I have a cup of coffee with or a beer with. And, I consider those people my friends. Now with Facebook friends, it's an interesting thing because some of my Facebook friends, people I worked with in different places over the years, people I went to elementary school. I don't have that many of those, but I have high school. I have people I went to college with. I have people I've worked at different jobs at. Sure, people that in these different communities I've lived in that I've had relationships with. Okay, they're friends. Then there are people that, because of an interest like fish or an interest like other interests that I have that I don't really know the people all that well. But I know, but we have a mutual interest. Would I call them my friends? No. I haven't hung out with them. You know how this goes. There are a lot of people in my business that in my business life I have as friends because it's business type life. Some of those people are friends. Some of these people I know really well. Others are, don't know them that well. Would like to have known them. Yeah, it just depends. It's my work industry, you go to conferences, and there are people I hang out with at every time. Number one, because we're basically busting the chops of all the other people there. And number two is that we see it for what it is. Some professional conferences, if you haven't been to a lot of these professional conferences, there's people that go to them every time there is one. And they go to the professional conferences to get personal affirmation, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But a lot of these folks, go from there. Lumpy Dog says, I don't befriend too many humans, most dogs and cats, though. Yeah, I'm all in on the dogs and cats. Big fat dogs and cats. Me. I like them. It was going through. By the way, the losing of my dog, I'm still like looking down to see where he is. And that's probably going to be the next couple of months. Most friends of yours are from either fish or music or school. Cats are trying to take over the world. And they start off with our buddy Chattanooga Ed. He's a cat guy. May have to throw up. Not throw up. Hey, by the way, I read something today. Do you know who invented the word vomit? I have not, Lunatic Fringe. Barbara. Gets harder to make good friends as you get older, I find. I don't know why. Well, Barbara, I think the interesting thing as we all get older is that a lot of times you lose friends because people move and stuff like that, and it can be very difficult to make new ones. Like, I'm in a new city. I don't know that many people. I don't have too much of a social life yet. And my social life's hanging out with you guys. So that's sort of the deal. Dogs think they're a human. Cats think they're gods with human servants. David Childress is getting younger. You have to ask yourself, is it aliens? We become shut-ins. I'm going to say something kind of sexist, and I apologize that it comes up with, but guys, you'll understand this. When I was married, my social life was around my wife getting together with her buddies and the husband sort of sitting off in the next room watching sports. And then the women saying, why aren't you in here talking with us? We're having a good time. We're enjoying the game. Sort of how it goes. Home of the Edmonton Eskimos, but as many concerts, including The Edmonton Rock Circus, 1979 U2, and David Bowie have played there. There you go. So for those of you who have yet to get married, that's one of the things that happens. The other thing is that your single friends, your single guy friends, they go boom, they disappear. Mainly because the wives don't like that. Your wife's a social butterfly. You're perfectly at home with with your thoughts. Yeah, I get it. All right, gang, we've been here for over an hour. I got to go and do a couple of things and go to sleep. Thank you guys so much for watching Mobb Guppy, where the Guppy is the mob. You guys have a great week. We will see you on Sábado. That's Saturday in Espanol.